If you've ever told yourself to be more disciplined, or perhaps you've heard other people tell you that you simply need to take action, this video is for you. Unfortunately, advice wrapped up in tough love from hustle culture isn't helpful or practical, and no amount of motivational clips will help you push through and make a change when you really need to. The truth is, most people don't even understand what self-discipline actually is, or how to build it into their identity and life. Self-discipline is not just doing hard things alone. It's about making hard things feel easy. And the only way to make hard things feel easy is by having the right systems in place. The people you look up to that you believe are more motivated, intelligent, or committed than you aren't at all. They simply understand the importance of working smarter, not just harder. So today, I'm going to break down 3 simple systems that you can easily plug into your everyday life to make the obvious choices feel easier. Practicing self-discipline means consistently following through on your commitments, regardless of how you feel in the moment. But it's not just about blindly working harder and pushing through. It's actually about being clear, intentional, and repetitive. When I was building my business while still working shifts as a nurse, I hit a breaking point that forced me to reevaluate how I was living my day-to-day life. The typical just be more disciplined advice didn't work for me because I had no routine, extra time, or consistency in my life at that time. There was a time that I would have to wake up at 4 a.m. to train clients before my hospital shift, squeeze in online check-ins during my lunch break, then head straight to the gym to train for my next bodybuilding comp. And don't tell my old boss, but because you couldn't even schedule Instagram posts back then, I was literally ducking into the hospital bathroom to post content between patients. I guess it makes up for all the extra overtime hours that I didn't get paid for. Anyways, on paper, I looked disciplined because I was doing everything. But truthfully, I was burnt out. And deep down, I knew I couldn't keep up that pace forever. Back then, I was running purely on willpower. But what I really needed was structure. That season in my life taught me that I didn't need to try harder. I needed to work smarter. Over the years, I've become really clear on the systems I need to stay disciplined, especially when motivation is low. Some are daily routines, others are non-negotiable rules, but at the end of the day, a system is just a repeatable set of actions that lead to a result. And these are the ones I rely on every single day to show up and follow through no matter what. Number 1 is my one and done rule. This rule has been incredibly helpful for me because, like many of us, I struggle with focus. We were taught in school that multitasking was the best way to be effective and productive, but this couldn't be further from the truth. Combine that with the fact that we're all so accessible these days through social media and technology, and it's no surprise that we feel extremely busy yet unaccomplished all of the time. This is actually something that I struggled with a lot when I was first starting posting content and launching my business. Being 100% accessible to thousands of people all of the time was a lot. Not only did I really struggle to stay focused on the task at hand and not get distracted, but I also started to become a little bit anxious because I couldn't seem to switch off, disconnect, or escape from all the notifications and needs of others. So I developed a new rule that I work hard to keep, and that's my one and done rule. Choose one task, do it fully, finish it before switching. I might not finish the project or task in one go, but I stick to my calendar, honor my time blocks, and stay intentionally invested in one task at a time before shifting. Because every time you interrupt your focus, even just to check a message or switch tabs, it takes on average 25 minutes to get back into flow. Self-discipline isn't just about taking action. It's also about removing distractions. One and done for you could be being 100% present with your partner when spending quality time together, staying off social media when you're at the gym, or simply staying out of your emails on the weekends so you can intentionally rest. It's about committing to one thing and doing it well. It's not just about working hard and staying focused, it's about being intentional with your downtime too. Because when you're well rested, it's so much easier to remain disciplined and follow the plan over your mood. I can't even describe how much this rule has helped me over the years, because I used to think being busy was productive or having a long to-do list was a flex. But now I know that this standard approach was having the opposite effect. Number 2 is eat the frog. This is a popular time management technique where you tackle your most challenging or dreaded task first in the morning. I've been doing this for years now, and it's served me very well. Procrastination is the enemy of progress, and most of the time we avoid doing a task because it feels big or daunting. An analogy for this is to eat the frog. Because if it's your job to eat the frog, it's best to do it first thing in the morning. When applying this to self-discipline, you should identify the hardest task of the day, the one that requires the most willpower, that you're probably putting off, then commit to doing it first thing in the morning. Trust me, it will be so much easier for you to stay disciplined when you practice this one simple rule. Over the years, I've used this simple rule for many different things. When I was right into running, I used to get up and do my long runs in the pitch black at 6 a.m., which were anywhere from 10 to 20 kilometers. Not because I wanted to, but because I knew if I didn't do it first thing in the morning, it was very unlikely to happen. Other times it was study or work. If I had an important assignment that I had to complete, I would get up before the rest of the world did and spend a few hours of uninterrupted time to power through the work. And more recently for me, it's actually been my emails and clearing them out in the morning. I really hate my emails, but obviously they have to be done. And we all know that the willpower required for these tedious tasks fade over the course of the day. So commit to eating the frog for a short period of time. Number 3 is committing to the core 3 routines. Most people underestimate the power of structure and rigidity in maintaining discipline. Too much flexibility is killing your ability to stay focused on the task at hand. You see, too many choices often leave people delaying action, avoiding discomfort, and feeling overwhelmed from decision fatigue. There is a reason why schools, big companies, and even the military run in a certain way. Big organizations like these have simple uniforms, clear processes, and predictable daily routines that everyone obeys to get the job done. Now, I'm not saying that you need to function like someone in the army and have that level of rigidity or discipline, but we can learn a lot from the day-to-day of organizations where the stakes are high and the margin for error is low. You see, your daily habits shape your routines, and your routines shape your life, which is why removing choice and implementing specific routines is a powerful change. If we look at being super rigid as one extreme and completely flexible with no restraint on the other side, you want to focus on having routines that are more rigid in the areas where you're struggling to stay motivated and disciplined. Eventually, these routines become habitual, and you don't need as much willpower or conscious structure for these routines to become how you live your everyday life. It might sound obvious, but organization and preparation are the key that unlocks everything. You can't optimize a foundation that you haven't even built yet, so start with your routines. There are 3 routines in particular that you can set into your schedule that make life 10 times easier, and they are a morning routine, which is a simple set of steps that you take in the first few hours after waking up, a nighttime routine, which is a wind down ritual that helps you physically and mentally switch off at the end of the day, and a weekly reset, which is the life admin that you need to do to set yourself up for a successful week ahead. Being rigid with these routines at the start when I was learning them has now given me so much freedom by removing the mental load of always having to make decisions all day, every day, especially when it comes down to my own personal goals. These routines are now so ingrained into my life that I really don't need to think about them much anymore. I just do them, which is essentially the goal. But if I miss any of these routines, everything is guaranteed to feel harder than it should. Self-discipline isn't about forcing yourself to grind harder. It's about creating systems that make the right actions feel obvious and automatic. Whether it's my one and done rule, eating the frog, or my core 3 routines, these are the systems that help me show up even when energy and motivation is low. But the truth is, systems are only effective when they're integrated into your life. And right now, I've refined my routines to match my current goals and the season I'm in. So if you're curious about what my actual morning, night, and weekly reset routines look like in real life, head over to this video where I give you an honest look into my current routines and break them down step by step. No fluff, just what's working for me right now. You'll come away with a clear structure for your own core routines, plus simple ideas to streamline your habits and make self-discipline feel easier, not harder. I'll see you there.